Hello, everybody. Thanks to attend to our info day. I think we can start. I was waiting for our Living Labs leaders because they need to join in order that they need to present their Living Lab. Just, I think we can start, and if not, I can give access in another ways. Okay, so give me one sec. Okay, so we are in PRIMED project. In this info day, we will explain a little bit what is PRIMED project, and then we will explain in more detail our open goal, and then how to apply and who can apply. And after that, our Living Labs leaders will explain a little bit on what is going on in their Living Lab now and what is expected to happen during this second open call. And then we will finalize the info day with questions and answers. So Emma will present a project overview from the PRIME project. So Emma, you can start.
Yes.
I don't know if they can see you.
I have turned on my camera, but I'm also here in the room with Julia. But hi everybody. Nice to meet you. If you are getting to know the PRIME project for the first time, we will explain you a bit what it is about. So maybe you can go to the next slide. Thank you. At PRIMED, it's a European project that started last year. So we are in our second year now, and it will last until the end of 2026. We are 13 partners based in many places in Europe. And five of them are our Living Lab partners that are in Catalonia and Spain, in Portugal, in Italy, and Ireland and Finland. But we also have partners in other places in Europe, like Belgium, Germany, and Norway. So it's quite a big consortium. And maybe next slide. The main objective of the PRIME project is to co-create new business models with primary producers, taking in a multi-actor approach in order to build the circular business models in bioeconomy and produce high-value bio-based products in advanced biorefineries in each Living Lab, so 5 of them. More specific objectives are this demonstration of the bio-based processes. So these value chains in each Living Lab, and creating these business models around these new value chains and these new bio-based processes, as well as in the process. So extracting lessons learned, policy recommendation, and exploitation roadmaps for all of them, and creating this collaborative ecosystem in each of the Living Labs in order to co-create these business models and these new value chains. And for that, we will explain a bit more, but we're doing multi-actor workshops to co-create the value chains and co-create also like shared agendas for governance in each of the Living Labs, so that all the stakeholders involved in the value chain are collaborating in order to create these solutions in each Living Lab, and have a specific roadmap to do so now, and also to progress with this project in the future as well. The PRIMED also is very focused on social innovation. So as I mentioned already, we are co-creating these business models and governance models with a multidimensional stakeholder approach through these workshops and through very specific methodology to do so. We are providing access to specialized technology providers that have disruptive innovations. We are looking into the supply chain for these, in order to get the feedstocks, and also in order to be able to bring to the market the final bio-based products. And we are also providing financial and technical capacity support, building replicable and sustainable business models that will attract investors once these solutions are validated in the living labs. And we're also implementing systemic changes with different sectors and identifying potential synergies to create symbiotic relationships. And we're also working to overcoming poor public acceptance of these technologies. So each living lab is a bit different. You will get to know them way more now when they will present their specific projects. But basically, they all have the same objectives, which are validating and demonstrating this business model and these new value chains and these new bio-based processes, validating, demonstrating them through the open calls, basically. So by validating their processes also with end users, which are hopefully applying to the open call. And we want to test different biomass resources. So each living lab focuses on a different biomass resource. For example, we have forestry, agri-food, livestock, fisheries biomass, and also industry biomass resources that are currently not being used. So we want to valorize them into different bio-based products. Also, each living lab focuses on different ones, but it can be from bioenergy to biochar to biofertilizers, biomaterials, food, cosmetic biomaterials. So as you see, it's very open what we can do. And then there's cross-cutting also things that we want to demonstrate. So for example, we want to demonstrate the techno-economic impact of these solutions. We want to demonstrate the business plans, and we want to demonstrate and show the social and environmental impact assessment impact that these solutions have. So just very quickly, so you have a quick overview, but the first living lab is based in Alcarràs in Catalonia, and they are using feedstock like agri-food and livestock feedstocks through anaerobic digestion and biochemical transformations, do different end products like biogas, nitrogenous water, and biofertilizers. Then there's the Biosilica Living Lab in Portugal. They are valorizing agri-food and forestry biomass using the functional silica nanoparticles technology to produce different biomaterials. Then the Living Lab 3 in Italy. They are valorizing fisheries biomass and agri-food biomass with different technologies into a lot of different potential end products like food, cosmetics, and bioplastics and biofertilizers. And there's the Irish Living Lab that is transforming livestock and forestry biomass into bioplastics, for example, and biochar. And then there's the Cell Factory Lab in Finland, which are transforming agri-food biomass using the plant cell culture technology to obtain different products like for food sector and for cosmetics sector.
Okay, and then we can pass to the open call, that it's basically the reason why we are here. I will explain a little bit better in what is the reason of the open call, and then who can apply and how to apply. So in PRIMED project, we did we did one open call last year, but it's already closed. So now the Living Labs will explain a little bit what is going on with this end users selected from the first open call. That here I need to mention that in the first open call we just decide 4 end users, so the Living Lab 1 doesn't have any end users selected yet. So for the second open call, we will have 2 selected end users for the first Living Lab, that is the one in Alcaraz, as Emma said, in Spain. And then the other ones, as they have already 1 selected for this first open call, they will just have 1 for the second open call. So the reason why we are having this open call is because we want to validate the high value bio-based products in developing these different living labs. And then we want to, as Emma said again, co-create these circular business models and do the impact monitoring in the living labs with these end users. So what can cover the open call? We can cover, like, we will give you a maximum of 50 K euros per end user, and then you can use it as person month, you can use it for laboratory analysis, consumables, market analysis, logistics, if you need to travel, because if you are far away from the living lab and you need to travel from your site to the living lab, you can pay as well the trips. Then if you need support for the technology, or do you need to pay a prototype or an equipment, you can use this money too. And then if you need some help in the intellectual property or freedom to operate, you can also use that money. And I will explain later, but just keep in mind that this validation process is during 10 months. So it's gonna start in September 25 and it will finish in June 26. So this is a little bit on what we did for the second open call. This second open call, it was launched on the 3rd of March, and the deadline. So if you are interested in applying in this open call, you need to do and submit to our email that I will explain you later before the 30th of May. Then we will evaluate this during June. Then in July, the applicants will be selected. And then we will close as well in July, because we know that August is quite difficult, and as now we know that across Europe you have like holidays during July, but if you are the selected one, we can talk in priorities. And then, as I said, the implementation and monitoring will be during 10 months. So this is a little bit the same as I explained, but it is important to know that this, because we put like few dates in the website, like saying like before the 15th of July we will check the budgets and so on, but it is like an approximation of deadlines. So we will try to keep these like properly, but as you know, like it's summer period, so we will do it like with a bit of flexibility, but not that much, because as I said, in September 25 we need to start doing the validation and monitoring. And before that, we need to have everything ready, like all the eligibility check, technical and budget check, and we have to sign the grant agreements with the consortium and with us in Beniam, because we are the responsibles to do this. So as well, we will give you these 50K euros to do, as I said, laboratory analysis or all the process that you need. But also after these 10 months, we will require some data from your site, because as Emma said, we will need to do as well a techno-economic studies, a preliminary business model, social impact evaluation, and life cycle assessment for the most promising solutions. So we will give like 2-3 months more after these 10 months in order to collect all this data, but as well during these 10 months, we will like talking with you in order to gather this information. So it is important to let you know that if you are the select end user, you need to share information, because as well this is a RIA, so this is a research innovation action. So we need to have open access data, and we need to do an acknowledge sharing. So you need to share this information, because otherwise we cannot elaborate these, let's say, additional services. And then the open call application. So who can apply? Basically, this is for a profit entity, but if you are like a university or non-profit entity, the thing that you can do is a profit entity can apply for you, and then they can subcontract you. But it has to be consistent and with logic. So we can talk, like if you have any questions after the Living Labs leader explanation and my explanation, you can ask to us and we can have a discussion. So as well, this is for a smaller scale or medium scale projects, but we are expecting them to achieve a TRL 6 or 7 after the open call process. So we are looking for projects around 4-5 TRL. And then you need to include the bio-based ingredients or products that the Living Lab are developing or want to develop thanks to your process. And then it is important for us to integrate in your proposal the primary producers. And as I said, you can get up to 50K euros per end user. And then how to apply. If you go to our website, we have a section that is the open call, and if you go like to the end, you can see this a square that is a template form. You need to download these templates, fill up in English, and then describe your process. So you have like little boxes and then a maximum of characters that you need to fill in each box. Please be not just consistent, give us as much detail as possible in order to us to understand what is your process and why you are the most potential end user that we need to select. Because we have like an evaluation team that is composed of different partners from our project's consortium, but it's not going to be anyone from the Living Lab. So I know that when you are like writing the proposal, maybe you can have like conversations and be in contact with the Living Labs, but the evaluation team will be not involved in this conversation. So it is super important that you explain like properly what you want to do with that money, and as I said, why you are the most potential one. And then when you have it ready, you need to send it to our email that it's in our website as well, that it's here. Before, as I said, the 30th of May. This is super important. So we just can collect the proposals before the 30th of May. If you have ready the proposal, you can send it to us, but we are not going to evaluate them until the 1st of June, because we want to wait until to get all the proposals. And then also you can join our initiative in LinkedIn and other social media accounts that you can find it as well in our website. And now I want to give the floor to the Living Labs leaders. So I'm gonna check it now if they have access, because Alex, I'm giving to you, Alex, perfect, now it's working, I think, no? Mm-hmm. Can you put your micro on? No?
Before not, but now no, Alex.
Alex, try now, because I think now you can.
But you're a moderator now, so you should be the same rights as we have now.
Alex, can you try to press the micro, your micro? It's not working. Mariana, can we do just a check with you? Like, is it working, your micro? Yeah.
Hopefully it's working.
Yeah, it's working. I don't know why it's not working.
Now, yeah, I think it's working.
Yes, we can hear you, Alex.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Emma and Julia, for the introduction. Good morning to everyone.
Julia, can you put the presentation? Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, don't worry. So thank you for being here today. I'm pleased to introduce Alcaraz Bioproductos, also known as ALC, a dynamic bioindustry based in Lleida, Catalonia, in Alcarràs. ALC was created by 150 families of primary producers, bringing together more than 500 livestock farms. Our mission is to bridge the gap between traditional agriculture and the circular bioeconomy through the innovation and cooperation. Within the PRIMED project, ALC uses its strong network in Catalan bioeconomy to connect biomass providers, technology developers, and potential end users like you. And our core focus is transforming manure and agricultural waste into valuable resource through anaerobic digestion, biochemical transformation, ammonium striping, and composting. So you can change the slide, please. Okay. So our facilities include 2 biogas plants, a stripping unit for ammonium recovery, composting platform, and infrastructure for biomethane upgrading and compressor, which these last 2 will be finalized by more or less the end of October on this year. The main products that we will generate are bio-CNG, compressed biomethane for sustainable fuel and transport, biofertilizers, including compost, digestate, nitrogenated water in liquid form, and ammonium sulfate in liquid form too. Other products that we will generate, it's electricity and heat, which comes from the cogenerator, which is using the biogas that we generate. And then we are thinking about the biochar, which we think that we can introduce in our development plan to improve our products in our production line. Okay, so our facilities, however, we would also like to share some of the key challenges we are currently addressing. One of our main concerns is the management of the liquid fraction of the digestate. Even after the undergoing nitrogen stripping, its application to the agricultural land is still limited by the legislation to 170 kilograms for nitrogen per hectare, and this strongly restricts the plant's capacity for expansion due to the volume of nitrogen we must manage under the current regulations. Another important area of focus is the market development of our solid digestate products. We are actively working on evaluating the biochar enhanced formulations, as well as evaluating the commercial potential of our liquid ammonium sulfate. These products require further validation and market alignment to ensure the successful development. In addition, we are particularly interested in exploring alternative uses for the biomethane we produce beyond the grid injection. One promising route is the supply of the compressed natural gas due to dual fuel transportation networks, which we see as a viable and scalable solution for a regional decarbonization. We aim to offer an open access platform for industrial scaling, allowing others to benefit from our ecosystem and co-develop the new applications. We have 34 hectares for ourselves and for the companies which wants to collaborate to develop their industries too. Today, we invite you to explore how these products and services can support your own innovation and sustainability goals, whether in farming, energy, industry, or environmental services. We are open to new partnerships. Okay, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Alex, for your explanation. So as I said, please, all the attendants, you can ask questions at the end of the info day. And now we will move forward to the Living Lab 2 that Mariana from Senti will explain a little bit more in detail the Living Lab 2. So Mariana, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Julia. So good morning, everyone. I will be presenting the Biosilica Lab, which is Senti's Living Lab and is located in Vila Nova Famalicão in the north of Portugal. The next slide, please. So starting with a very brief overview about us, to those of you who don't know us yet, Senti is the Center for Nanotechnology and Advanced Materials, which is a private non-profit organization, and we have a multi-sectorial and multidisciplinary orientation, and we are equipped with cutting-edge technology. Our main goal is to develop and to validate new materials and value-added technologies, as well as their incorporation into traditional products and markets. We have a solid know-how in the field of nanotechnology, biotechnology and surface engineering, as well as in the synthesis and modification of nanoparticles. And we also have a strong expertise in the valorization of residues. So establishing a living lab that was dedicated to producing silica particles from agro-industrial waste and forestry biomass was a natural progression for us. Next slide, please. Thank you. So the production of these particles is straightforward. We start with agro-industrial biomass, which is converted into ash, and then this ash is processed in order to extract silica particles. These particles can be used directly as they are obtained, or they can go further modification so that they can have specific properties. We can produce around 500 grams of non-modified particles per batch and between 200 and 500 grams of modified particles, depending on the desired property. And although these are the typical batch sizes, we can adjust the amounts to be produced as needed and in agreement with the end user. So currently we are focusing on 3 properties: hydrophobicity, flame retardancy, and antimicrobial activity. And you can see some examples of the targeted properties in these images. For the flame retardancy, a textile was coated with the modified particles, and you can see that the behavior of, you can see here the behavior of the textile 30 seconds after being exposed to a flame. So the control textile burns completely, while the textile coated with the modified particles has a reduced burn area. The image for the hydrophobic textile is just an example of application. The particles are tested for their hydrophobic properties, and they are indeed hydrophobic, but they were not tested in a textile substrate, so this is just an example of application. For the antimicrobial activity, we can also see that the bacteria grows when in contact with the non-modified particles, and this growth is reduced or is not observed for the modified silica. So these are the properties that we are focusing on at this moment, but we are open to exploring and addressing new functional properties for these particles. The bio-based silica particles have the potential to replace the conventional silica particles across different industries. For example, in the automotive sector, textiles, construction, and upholstery, among many others. And that's it. This was a very brief overview of what we can do in Centi and in our living lab. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to address them at the end. Thank you.
Thanks, Mariana. So now it's the turn for Filce, that is the Living Lab 3 in Liguria. I'm not sure Federico or Valeria is here.
I'm here.
Okay. Hello.
Okay.
Pietro,
Hello.
no?
Ciao. Yes, Pietro. Thank you.
You can go ahead, Pietro.
Yes. Okay. This Liguria Biolab is quite different from the 2 past model that you have heard about. Biolab, we are quite an open Biolab, spread all over the regional territory. And what our aim is of course to connect, to make a strong community of entity, private, public, committed in developing bio-based solution, biocircular solution, and of course it's this represents a strong base to start for testing and for developing and to marketing new bio-based products in Liguria, of course, but of course the aim is to export what we are able to produce internally. And it's the actors of the ecosystem, the biocircular ecosystem is composed of relevant research center like University of Genova, of course, the Italian Institute of Technology, and other, of course, main industrial partners, IMU, for example, but even industrial company producing, manufacturing company in, for example, in fish sector, aquaculture plants, and transforming industrial partner as well. In general, the second slide, please. And in general, as I told you, it's an open biolab, so not strictly linked with a process. Of course, we started this model from existing projects and try to capitalize the results that we are gaining from this project activity, like eco-efficient, and which is the leading project which we are developing on how to reuse fish mainstream in Liguria region, which is involving all the industrial value chain of fishing value chain, and we are getting strong results in new bioproducts for new markets in food ingredient or even in cosmetics or even in other industrial sector as well. So it's we want to, thanks to PRIMED, we want to scale this economy opportunity and is supporting applicants of this new second call in marketing, discovering, getting this opportunity, and testing, final testing the use of this new kind of biomass and bioproduct, and discovering a new market opportunity. The slide, please. And the first value chain where we are starting this new model, but these are not full comprehensive. Okay, we are very open to enlarge this to value chain, but for this kind, for this batch, we are focused on fish mainstream, how to reuse fish mainstream, and the results that we are getting from eco-efficient. And the second value chain is linked with research results and applied results that are developing by the Italian Institute of Technology in the agri waste sector, urban food waste, agri-waste sector, in terms of new materials, new film technologies, and new bioplastic products gained. Coming back to eco-efficient, it's in this project we are developing six value chain, new techniques, new technology, especially in pre-treatment and extraction of biomass and bioconversion, and developing a new kind of biopolymer forms, and even in terms of cleaning or recycling treatment of polyamide components. So this is, and the market of this new process will be new food supplements, new for skincare products, new fertilizer, and new biodiesel. So, and of course, for anyone who is interested to go deeper in these new value chains, of course, we feel free to connect to write email, and we will, of course, give you more detailed feedback about that. What we want to focus now is the slides. Next slide, please. I think it's just to give you an example of what we can finance, support with the PRIMED call. It's this is the project that is ongoing, financed by the first call of PRIMED, and it's the proposal is the fishermen cooperative of Santa Margherita, Ligure. And they want to, of course, from the fish waste, they want to create new byproducts for fertilizing, biofertilizing economy, and through a new concept bioreactor. Next slide. And it's the distribution of the actors. Of course, the fish cooperative is the leading, but of course they are working with a team of researcher, a team of company supporting mainly the reactor design concept, and of course the testing in different even farmers located around the area, the maritime area. So from design to prototype, collect data, and then define the market, the products ready for the market. Next slide. The technical component that we are granting is this bioreactor is a small scale, but it's sufficient to produce a first batch of products for the farmers. And is next slides. And this is what they are doing in the prototype construction with some of the most innovative SMEs located in Liguria, mainly in my incubator here. And it's this is what we are doing and what we expect to have with the call. And the project is well perfectly on time according to the time program submitted. And we are presenting in Santa Margherita in the next days. We are doing a presentation of the results, which we are going to have. So small scale projects, but I think with high value and high expected impact in terms of marketing. So thank you for this, of course, and we are open to any kind of question.
Thank you, Pietro. Now is the turn to Naveen, Living Lab 4, the Irish one. Naveen, I think you have access, no?
Yeah, I have the
Yes.
access. So just and Julia and Emma, will you be turning the slides? I don't think I can change the slides.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
perfect.
controlling.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everyone, and thanks everyone for joining. Good afternoon. My name is Naveen Kumar, and I work for Irish Bioeconomy Foundation, Tipperary, Ireland. It's a non-profit organization. It deals with cluster organization, richer organization, and we help startups and SMEs to scale up. So in Prime project, we are dealing with two kind of value chain, forestry and dairy feedstocks. Julia, if can you change slide? Yeah. Julia, can you change slide for me?
The other one, not this one?
No, I am seeing industrial scale up. One next slide to that.
This one?
It's not changing for me. 1 sec. Sorry, everyone. Just 1 sec. Can I present my own slide because it's not changing up here for me?
Sí, puedes presentarlo.
Let's see if you can do it. Let's try. I'm not sure actually.
Do you see the share button? Yes, no?
Yeah, it's not working.
Yeah.
Okay, John, now I think entire screen. Give me 1 moment. So
Yeah, now
Yeah, perfect.
with your screen.
so everyone, thank you very much. Just give me 1 moment. Can you all see Lab 4 Bio Lab Ireland? Can you see my
Yes,
screen?
Naveen. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Thank you. So thank you, everyone. I'm sorry for the disruption. So we work with two of the feedstock, dairy waste and the food waste. And also like wood waste. So we do like valorization efforts to focus on three primary resources like dairy side stream, food waste, and wastewater from wood processing. And these resources have a specific treatment technologies to extract valuable resources such as like fatty acids, bioactive, and algal products, which will enhance overall circular economy practices. So currently in the Prime first open call, which I will talk about later about the winner and what they have done. But like first, so we are working with the forestry value chain. In forestry value chain, what we do, we take timber, woods, pulps, residues, all the forestry waste. We turn it into different kind of valuable biochar or other chemicals and biogas. So we use the technologies for this, like called pyrolysis, high HTC, gasification. So these are all thermal treatment technologies which turns the waste into valuable high carbon products. So we are currently in this value chain, we are working turning the forestry waste into biochar. And why we are doing that? Because biochar application is like very wide, very broad. Like it can act as an adsorbent, it can work as a bioenergy or biofuel production. It can help in carbon sequestration, it can help in water treatment, and it can work as a catalyst in many of the reactions, even in farming, soil amendment, and all. So you can see the vast applications of the biochar, and it all depends upon the quality of the biochar we are producing. So in this, like and a company called Lura Bio have won the Prime 50K grant last year and have started working with us. So what they have done, so like in layman, I would say like they have chosen forestry husk and waste residue as a residue and turn it into a biochar, and then like that biochar will work as a soil amendment. So they're working it like in a form of like a digestate of fertilizer, you can say. So that will improve the quality of soil. So things which were just as a waste, they have valorized it. They are on the process of it. So how we have helped them. So that's important. Like why working with us will be important. So we have established robust value chain and linked them with the forestries, people, engineers, and innovation actor. We also are helping them validating biochar performance and as a solid additive and its carbon storage potential with through different technological companies. And then also like exploring novel commercial pathways and business models. And if you have heard from Emma and Julia from Invenium, like they provide like business model development as well. So if you are a startup, you will get like technological support from the Living Lab and as well as business model development and everything within the consortium and with the expert people. And also we have engaged this startup Lura Bio with the stakeholders, different stakeholders like forestry, researchers, farmers, and engineers and scientists and the living labs. So like they are trying to help them scale and provide whatever we can do in our limits. So what they have achieved by now, so we can see like feedstock. So what they have done, they have pre-treated the feedstock, send it for analytical characterization test, and these feedstock like biochar will be then tested in the soil, and then like whatever the applications, and they'll turn good. Then it will be introduced into the market, and we are already working with various partners, and they are Luravio people working with the various partners for development of value chain. We are also helping them navigate through the governance and business models and policy frameworks and regulatory framework in respect to policies in Ireland and European Commission. So now the two value chains we are focusing mainly within the project Prime. So first one is forestry, and I have talked about. Now one opportunity we have, but we are not very restricted to only dairy value chain. We can see from forestry, but like we are hopeful to get some application for dairy value chain and help some startups in their journey. So in dairy value chain, how we work, like we work on a process called anaerobic fermentation. It could be precision fermentation as well, but precision fermentation will be highly costly. So primarily we are working on anaerobic fermentation. And in this, what we do, like previously, a lot project has been done in IBF and in machine lab. So like dairy waste, cheese waste have been turned into different kinds of chemicals like single cell protein, bioplastic, bacterioserins, enzyme, and organic acid and EPS molecule, which are all very highly valuable. So how you see dairy waste, which had no value, have been created to such a valuable product through anaerobic fermentation and through lysine lab. So if you are working with the dairy and you have a waste, so please feel free to contact us and we will be able to help you. So any idea comes to your mind for dairy, forestry, or near about, So just get in touch with us without any hesitation, and we will try to help you navigate and put up an application. And if you've been through the process, we will be happy to work with you and support you in your journey. For any queries, please get in touch with the IBF team. You can have a visit to the IBF site, Irish Bioeconomy Foundation, Ireland, or you can email me directly, naveen.kumar@bioeconomyfoundation.com, and I will be happy to assist you in your journey. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Naveen. I will share my screen now then.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Anneli Ritala, coming from VTT.
Sorry, Anneli. And I didn't present yourself. I was checking with Emma that everything was clear. So
Okay.
Anneli will present Living Lab 5. This is the last but not least Living Lab from Prime Project. So Anneli, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm Anneli Ritala from VTT Technical Research Center, Finland. I'm a principal scientist here. So if you take the next slide, please. So VTT is a government-owned, not-for-profit company. So what means that all funding what we are gathering, so we use it for the research and development work. We work with customers, and then we work also in the jointly funded projects as here in PRIMED. And how VTT positions itself, it's somewhere between the university and companies. So all the research we are doing is in the applied area. And here in the PRIMED project, our technology, what we are using is plant cell culture technology, and we are valorizing agri-food side streams via this technology to novel kinds of ingredients that could be used for food and cosmetic purposes. If you take the next one, please. So how we have been starting is that we have been looking for various agri-food side streams, and obviously there are then two possibilities. Either you have liquid side streams, which are a little bit easier to valorize because of the components, particularly sugars and other nutrients, are already in the liquid form and can be easily be used in the fermenters as a feedstock. Solid streams are also possible, but they are a little bit more challenging because it means that you need to release the sugars and nutrients possibly to be used in the fermentation process. And as said, our technology is plant cell culture technology, so we are producing these plant cell lines in fermenters, and the outcome is then a plant cell biomass, which can be used in different ways. And in the next slide, this is a little bit explaining in detail what this plant cell culture technology is. So it's part of term usually used as cellular agriculture. So we are really starting cell lines from living plants, and the cells, they have all the natural synthetic power and capacity that cells have in plants. And these agri-food side streams are providing feedstock for these cells. And in the picture below, you are seeing fermentation being started in the right-hand side in a laminar hood. So when we propagate these plant cells in the fermenters, so we can use the whole biomass. So then we are talking about cellular products that can be used in different ways, or we can also use this biomass and extract some valuable compounds from their proteins or some bioactive ingredients. In the figure on the right hand side, you are seeing some cloudberry cell lines that have been filtered after the fermentation. So there is this biomass, how it looks like after the fermentation. And in the next one,
there is no next one.
there
I
is no
think.
next one.
No.
So, okay, didn't remember that, sorry. So in the first call round, we got a company working in the food industry. So they are both providing us their own feedstocks or side streams that we have been now valorizing in the plant cell culture technology. And now we are giving the cell lines back to them, and they are testing them in their own products if they could be used as an ingredient. And in this second fall round, we are particularly interested if some cosmetic companies would be interested of this novel ingredient, but of course also food industry could be applying and looking for funding and looking for this new possibility. So thank you.
Thank you, Nelly. And thank you all to be here in this Info Day. So now I think this is all from our side, and now is the moment that you can ask questions. So the thing that we can do is maybe you can raise your hand and then we can open your micro or the camera here. I just want to say that we are recording this meeting, so if you don't want to put your camera on, it's fine, as you wish. And if you have if you have questions as well, you can either raise your hand or write on the chat, and we can start answering your questions. So let me see. Any questions? I think you are allowed to send a message, right? Or raise your hands. Laura, are you here? You can try to send us something through email, through the chat, or through the questions and answers, because now I'm not sure if it's working actually. Or Victor or Michael or Kevin, someone from the PRIMED project. Okay, yes, working. Thank you, Laura. And as well, if you don't want to ask now, or you don't have a question now, but you have like later or another day, you can always send us an email. I will put the email here as well. But Xavier, you said as a startup, what and how will be the justification of the expenses? What are the expected time of receiving the funds if accepted? So this is a lump sum, so it means that we don't have to justify the cost. But of course, it's good to have, if you can have this justification for you and to check that everything is good, perfect. But we are not requesting you the tickets or any justification. And regarding the payments, we will do 3 payments. We are doing this for the first open call. In the first payment, we are like the first month, we are giving the 40% And then in the middle of the process, we are giving the 30%, and then not the month 10, like more the month 12, we are giving to you the rest, that is the 30%. This is because, as I said, we need like more information to do and prepare this techno-economic analysis, preliminary business models, life cycle assessment, and social impact. So we need to be sure that we can get this information. That's why you will get the last payment in the month 12.
Any more questions? Don't be shy. No? Then
I sent to you on the chat, I put the email. So if you want to reach us, don't hesitate to do it. And remember that the deadline is the 30th of May. And as Naveen said, or any other Living Lab leader, you can always reach them. But if you don't have the email, maybe you can send us an email in the info.prime project, and then we can give it to you the correct email. And then Elena, you ask, I wonder if the subcontractor university can be indicated in the form. Yeah. You can, like, sure, you have to, like, you as a profit entity has to do you are the one who have to do the proposal, but then in the budget you need to indicate how many budgets it's going to be allocated to the subcontractor, and explain what are you going to do as a profit entity and what the university is going to do in order to have all the process clear. So if there is no any more questions, espera, no. Yeah, it's working the chat as well, questions and answers, but so I think then we can finalize this info day. Thanks again to join us and to be interested in Prime project. And as I said, we are here to help you and to answer any questions. And join us in social media, please. Thanks a lot to everyone.